Hi everyone, it's Coffee Stitcher. It is Sunday morning. We did not go to the gym today. We're going to go tomorrow because we were lazy in getting ready and we still had to go to the store so we could get dinner going, and there was no way we could make that work. So yeah, so there we go. So how's everybody today? Awesome, that's really good to hear. No haul to speak of this week. But I do have some whip updates and plans for this coming week. And a little bit of Q&A. So this is probably going to be a shorter video. A reminder that there will not be a video this week, or there will not be a video next Sunday, because wedding. There probably will not be a video the Sunday after, because I'm not going to have anything to show you. So I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, but I will be back. I will be back, and it will be awesome. Alright, so we'll go with our little Q&As. Dishwater Dreams, yes, I did change the storytime sampler, so that's why there's Harry Potter, and, I am blanking on his character, but, the dad in The Shining. Why am I blanking on his name? The dad from The Shining. The main guy. Jack Nicholson or Steven Weber, depending on which version you watch. Wow. Okay, well, there we go. Sewn Bits of Memories asks, have I ever sent out any pictures to be professionally converted to a cross-stitch pattern or used a website like Pictopad? I have not. I don't enjoy full coverage projects, so I've never done that, and personally, I don't generally feel like they do it justice when they convert it. I just generally, it just doesn't, I don't know. So, I've never done it. But I'm sure others have. That's good to know that Art of Disney no longer carries the cross-stitch charts. Thank you, Floss Mountain. If I don't find them, I mean, I probably wouldn't have done them anyways. Really and truly, so, but it's good to know. Let's see, Lavana Bake asks, do I love my Lowry stand? The answer is yes. And what is your favorite needle? I really like the John James Petites. I normally use a 28, but I do have the 26s to try that Ginger Gerald Stitcher sent me. So I can't comment on the 26s yet, but I really love the John James Petites. I like Bowen needles. I just wish they came in petite size, because while they aren't that much different, I do notice that I use less floss if I use the petites. Let's see. Thanks to everyone who offered me some suggestions on stabilizing the doll necks. I've used pipe cleaners and such in the past, but this one, she's pretty stable, and I just stitched her, and I didn't stitch her as many times as I should have. So I need to go back and still work on that. That's probably going to be what I do this afternoon after a little bit. So I still have things that I want to finish on this second one, but until I go to Michael's and get some things, I can't. Let's see. Amanda M gave some tips for people asking about archival and protecting your works. She says that after working in a few museums, I recommend cotton fabric, as silk fabrics tend to disintegrate at a faster rate. Also depends on where you store your fabrics and finished pieces. Main rule is to keep them out of direct sunlight and away from huge fluctuations in temperatures. And that's really the key thing, is keeping them out of direct sunlight and keeping them in a temperature-stable environment. I don't really know of anyone who stitches on silk fabric as much as they do the silk flosses. But that's really the big thing. Covered in Cat Hair asks, how does G2 feel about Disney and Wizard of Oz obsessions? Does he have any of his own? His big thing is books. He buys a lot of books. He's a big reader. He also really loves Stephen King. But in terms of, like, collecting things, it's basically just me. But that's okay. He likes them. And I do plan to make at least 2 sets based off Wizard. So I'm still fine-tuning everything before I start really branching out on my own. Making Life Count wants to know what DMC 666 sounds like. And in my head, DMC 666 sounds like Joan Crawford. I don't do a very good Joan Crawford impression, though, so I'm not going to try. Let's see. Kelly Bell stitches. Yes, I have been planning this thing since last July. So the honeymoon is basically taken care of. We've just got a few other small tweaky things to do that I keep checking on a daily basis. I think that basically gets me back to the very beginning of, or getting to last week's. Thank you to everyone who has purchased in the sale this week. Remember, it is still going on through Saturday. All caps wedding, 25% off, I think, in my Etsy store. Because, like I said, that's going to be spending money for the honeymoon. So I definitely appreciate everyone who has purchased so far. Alright, so now we'll do WIP updates. I worked on, this week, what did I work on? I worked on a little more on my Soda Stitch Little Mermaid. I got the majority, I've got a good chunk of the center done. So I got the castle was already done, so I did the water, and I did the waves, and I did the rock, and you can't really tell. This is something I learned. So this part right here is her tail. I went over it with the Kreinik 100 white blending filament. You cannot tell that I did a damn thing. And under direct sunlight, nothing. It does not show up as anything as being there. So, word to the wise on that. I'm probably going to go back over and use 095, that's the Starburst one. That's red, blue, and yellow, so it's sort of metallic-y, but iridescent-y. So that's what I'm going to do there. So when I come back to this, obviously I will finish out The Little Mermaid. Alright, so then I did that, and then I was kind of at an impasse because it was the last day of the month and I didn't really have anything to work on, so I pulled out Haunted Mansion and did the landscape, and then yesterday I started working on the house, but because I had just done Amsterdam coming shortly, I was kind of burned out on working on house things, so I didn't. But I finished out the landscape on Haunted Mansion, so just the mansion is left. So this will definitely be finished this month. I don't think I'm going to do the clouds and the moon, but I still may. But as of now, I don't think I'm going to. I just don't enjoy stitching clouds. Alright, so I also worked on Pumpkin Passport, because it was the start of the month. And there's Amsterdam. I've got a couple of ideas brewing to add some subtle little nods to us in, but that's going to be... And I found the needle that I accidentally lost. But that's going to be coming in a little while later. I did not do the ground under the houses. Because for two reasons. Partially because I've got to stitch G in first and then fill in what, because he's got a very different shape to him than the boy with the hat does. So I need to make sure that I've got it going the right. I've got to make sure everything's in place correctly. And then I also was kind of bothered by the fact that it was the same color as the mountain. So I may do a change to that because it seemed like the mountain was starting way too early. So, but there we go. There's Amsterdam. So I had a lot of fun on this one. I'm just enjoying this one in general. This is a fun little project. So that one's done till next month. And then I went back to good old Octopus Garden last night. I got one jellyfish done. I'm going to do, the way I decided to work this part is I'm going to do, it may be easier just to show y'all. So, the way I'm dividing this is there are 6 little creature things here, there's 6 under here, and then words, and then finally the border. And I'm definitely going to use a different color for the words and for the border than what's charted. I'm going to go for something a little more blue, I think. So, I've got a little vine, I've got a star thingy, I've got 2 fish, and I've got another jellyfish. So, I should be able to do that pretty easily today. And then, like I said, I'm going to reinforce parts of the doll, and then kind of go from there. So, that's kind of about it. Not really anything else I can think of at this time. So anyway, I hope everyone has a good 2 weeks, and I will see you back here, I guess the last Sunday of the month. Have a good one, y'all.